Six Sigma is a disciplined data-driven methodology for decision making and process improvement. To improve the process performance, we must decrease the variation. We must decrease the defect. How do I decrease the defect? I decrease the defect by reducing variation. Like let's say you produce a product and dimension needs to be 100 mm. Dimension needs to be 100 mm. So you produce thousands of the quantities. And what is your dimensional requirement? 100 mm. If I actually check all the dimension of all the 1,000 units I produced, do you think all of them will be exactly 100 mm? It will be definitely different from 100. Each unit will be slightly away from the 100. It may be 100.1 or 100.2. This is called deviation. This is called variation. As long as the variations are small and under your control, there is no quality issue. But the moment that variations are not in your control, the moment the variation increases to a large extent, let us say customer wants 100 plus or minus 0.2. Customer requirement is how much? 100 plus or minus 0.2. But you produce a product which is 101 mm in dimension. Do you think now your customer will accept your product? All of you are with me? You are listening? Please do answer. So 0.2 is the requirement, but the product you produce is 101. Do you think the dimension of 101 will be accepted by your customer?
No, they won't.
They are not accepted.
It will be rejected because now the unit what you produced is beyond the specification limit of the customer. See here, this is your process. This is a normal distribution, normally distributed process. USL, LSL. What is USL? Upper specification limit. What is LSL? Lower specification limit. How do I know USL and LSL? Customer has given me. What is that customer has given me? Customer clearly told me the dimensional requirement is 100 plus or minus 0.2. Now what is USL? 100.2. How do I get 100.2? 100 plus 0.2 is 100.2. Now what is LSL? Can somebody tell me? 100?
99.8.
Beautiful. 99.8. All the products you produce, you manufacture should be between 99.8 and 100.2. Then only customer will accept it. Anything outside the specification limits, customer is going to reject. So you have to be very careful. And that is why we want the variation to be under control. We want the variation to be small. Look at this process. The process seems to be under control. Why do I say the process seems to be under control? No, some kind of specific pattern is following. Maybe the control we will talk later. But the process is normally distributed. And look here, the process spread is too much. Spread is too much means it is varying, it is deviating from the center heavily on the right side as well as heavily on the left side. But look at the second process. Do you see a very narrowly distributed process? Here the process is wider. Here the process is narrower. When the process is wider, variation is higher. The process is narrow enough, variations are less. What is the beauty in reducing the variation? When I reduce the variation, all my process outputs are now inside the specification limit. All of you are able to understand this statement?
Yes, sir.
Because this curve is nothing but the curve is drawn using the outputs of your process. All the outputs are inside the specification limit. So all the outputs will be accepted by my customer. Now my rejections are almost nil. My process started producing defect-free products. My process has now become failure-free process, right? And that is the advantage of operating the process with the less variation, right? And so when the process variations are high, sigma level will be low. And see here, it's a 2 sigma process. I control the variation, now sigma level increases. So what is the sigma level? Probably I will talk to you post lunch. So a process with a higher sigma level will have less variation, and so the defects will be very, very low. So a disciplined data-driven methodology for decision-making and process improvement. The benefits are less waste and rework, reduced cost, greater predictability. Why greater predictability? Looking at the curve, what is, do you understand the shape of the curve? This is called a bell-shaped curve, am I right? A bell-shaped curve will have certain characteristics, will have certain specific behavior. If the behavior is known, you can start predicting what can happen next month. You can start predicting what can happen to your business next year. So predictability happens. So predictability will improve the moment you understand the nature of the process. And as a result, all the stakeholders will be happier. So ultimately, the goal is first time right always. So the Six Sigma methodology is nothing but any real-time problem, any problem in your organization. The turnaround time is higher and deliveries are not happening on time, and then there are wrong deliveries happening. People are not dispatching the right products. There are so many issues. Every problem, first thing is you must convert into a statistical problem. What is statistical problem? Express your pain using certain number. If you are not able to do that, please understand you have not understood the problem at all. What you need to do is you must spend time in understanding the problem. This is called define phase. In define phase, we convert the problem, a vague problem statement, into a specific pain metric. And that means the moment you bring in numbers into your problem statement, problem becomes statistical problem. And then for the statistical problem, you achieve the statistical solution. What is statistical solution? You need to learn a little bit of statistics, right? And we will teach you. There are two things very important for any process. One is central tendency, another one is variation. One is central tendency, another one is variation. Variation you have already seen in the graph. The curve is wider means variation is too much. Similarly, central tendency, you need to understand. We will discuss on it in the afternoon. And now, if you correct the central tendency, if you correct the deviation or variation, your problem is solved, right? But how will I correct reduce the variation? How will I correct the central tendency? That is that we need to work in real time. We have to work, hand in hand in a real time environment to get the variation, controlled and then reduced. We must see the central tendency on the target. So how we do it in a practical way. This is what Bill Smith and Michael Harry proposed and trained their people and then practiced in real time to achieve $1 billion savings. Same thing can happen to your company. If you become capable to deliver such results, your career growth will be taken care by your company. So far, all of you are able to follow me?